From Deptford High School, Comcast Cablevision presents high school girls softball today. The Spartans of Deptford High School entertaining the Wolverines of Woodstown High School. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Shryock along with Shawn Leary on kind of a nice warm spring day at Deptford High School. Shawn, good to see this warm weather and a game between two teams having a pretty good start to their season. Woodstown going along at 4-3, Deptford at 3-4. Still too early to have much playoff implications, but a couple of teams nonetheless having good seasons.
Well, both teams are starting to get into their schedule. You get a lot of non-conference games early on, and you really gauge to see where your team stands. Right now, Woodstown stands at 4-3, Deptford at 3-4. Both teams would like a win here to get things going, get into the conference schedule, and get a couple wins underneath their belt.
A couple of outstanding players in this game today. Woodstown has a lot of veteran players in this team. One of them is Bethany Mills, who's having just an outstanding start to her campaign.
Yeah, Bethany Mills is hitting .464. She takes the place of Amanda Clark back at catcher, replaces an all-state catcher. She moved from first base. This girl can really swing a good bat.
And Deptford High School, of course, a one-girl pitching rotation. So for Renee Mancini's pitched every inning of every game, and she's going to pitch again today.
Yeah, she's the real workhorse for this team. Renee Mancini really worked on a drop curve. Her pitches have been pretty well as of late. She has a nice pitch. The one thing that she does is she slows the ball down. Woodstown's really been having trouble hitting the slower pitch, so it's going to be maybe to her advantage today.
Okay, we look for a good one in the Royal Division of the Tri-County Conference today. It'll be Deptford against Woodstown right after this. Bob Shryock and Shawn Leary at Deptford High School, ready for the start of the Deptford-Woodstown game. How about setting the lineup for us, please, Shawn?
And you see Jessica Cole's leading off, and then we talked about Bethany Mills in the opening. Allison Arrigo, the left fielder, one of the better hitters, batting .476 this season, replacing Amanda Clark in the heart of that lineup. A couple of good ones at left. Sarah Saracino is going to be doing the pitching today. She usually switches it up with Taryn Clark. Jem Parks and Devin Perazewski bring up the bottom of the order.
We're ready for the start of the game. Jessica Cole's leading off for Woodstown against the offerings of Renee Mancini, who's pitched every inning of every game so far for the Spartans of Deptford High School. And delivers strike one. Gary Spano calling the balls and strikes. Joe Malachevsky working with him on the base pass. Swung on the missed strike two, so a good start for Mancini, getting the first two pitches over. Cole's in the hole, 0-2.
You see Cole's batting .316 with 6 hits. She gets on base a lot with the walks.
Hit sharply into left field for a base hit, so after getting down in the count 0-2, a good job by Coles drilling a single to left field as a leadoff hitter in the ball game.
She was able to get out in front of that pitch, drive it between the third and shortstop, get on base Jessica Coles.
And about it will be Stephanie Panazzo, the shortstop for Woodstown, showing bunt. Quick pitch back. Ooh, that almost had her picked off. The ball goes past the right fielder, and she'll get third base at least out of this. Cole's rounding second all the way to third. And an error. That is an error in the right fielder, Jen Romer, allowing Coles to motor all the way to third base with nobody out.
I'll tell you, you might get 2 hours on that, Bob, because it was an errant throw. I guess if you're looking at right field, she would have been able to hold the player at first
I think
base.
this one error will do it. It's a little high to Panazzo.
We did the game on Saturday with the Gloucester County doubleheader. I was a little lenient then, but now we're in the week now, so we
Gotta be a little tougher, huh?
A little tougher.
It's a strike, gets a high strike. 2-1 count to Panazzo, the second hitter in the lineup for Woodstown.
See, she's hitting .409 this year.
So a 3-1 count to Panazzo. Strike two, so similar to the other strike pitch that was called. Full count to Panazzo. Mancini trying to get the first out of this first inning. Fouled off by Panazzo. Count holds at 3-2.
Nice job by Panazzo there, just to get a piece of it fouled off. Looking probably try and go the other way and score the run. Give Woodstown an early lead.
Swung on and missed strike three. Good job by Mancini striking out Panazzo. Fell behind 3-1 in the count, but then struck her out. Good job by Renee. One out. Cole's holding at third base. And this is the player that Shawn talked about in the pregame. Bethany Mills having a tremendous season batting for the Woodstown Ball Club. And it's a strike, and Gary Spano is giving the pitcher that high strike today, right across the letters.
See, the table's set for this girl. She really can knock him in. Batting .464.
Took a little bit off that pitch, and that's a strike. So Mancini ahead of Mills 0-2.
She took a lot off of that pitch, and Mills was way out in front of it.
Too high, 1-2 to Mills. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the first inning. Royal Division action in the Tri-County Conference. Very busy Deptford High School. Oh, that's a great pitch for strike three. A tremendous pitch. Mancini striking out Mills looking, and she took something off that, hit the outside corner. What a great pitch, Shawn. Even you couldn't hit that one.
No, I don't think I would have been able to get a hold of that. But the thing is that she's come out here and tried to establish the off-speed pitches early. So far, it's worked against Mills and Pinozzo.
It's a little bit low to Ali Arrigo, the cleanup hitter, left fielder for Woodstown. So Cole's still down on third base, but now with 2 outs after back-to-back strikeouts. Fouled off and caught nicely by Bill Skill, the assistant Deptford coach. What great hands Bill showed in that one, and positioning himself perfectly. He wants to be in television, Shawn, so that's a good opportunity.
He says he wanted to get on early, too, so he got his opportunity.
Yeah.
He had another outstanding daughter for this team, Melissa Skill, who led Deptford and Rich Janowski in 1999 to a state
She was a
playoff
tremendous
team.
player.
Yeah, she sure was.
Hit sharply up the middle for a base hit. So Arrigo delivers Coles with the first run of the ball game. Nice bit of hitting by the cleanup hitter Arrigo to plate that first run with 2 down.
Yeah, she's just served a low pitch right back through the box into center field, and a nice job of 2-out hitting by Arrigo to plate the first run for Woodstown. He said it was important for them to get on the board first and put some pressure on Deptford.
Little pop-up and caught easily by the second baseman Jessica Hall for the 3rd out of the inning. However, Woodstown jumps on top with a run manufactured by Jessica Coles. And in the middle of the first inning, it's Woodstown 1, and the Spartans of Deptford High School coming to bat.
And Woodstown so far in the year 4-3. This team has battled against a couple of good teams. What they did is really loaded their schedule early. So you're going to take a look at the Deptford lineup. Jen Donapel, one of the leaders on this team, leading off with Jessica Hull following behind. Sarah Subali and Mo Bainey, the catcher, just a sophomore, a real good one for this team. Kristen Spencer follows, Adrian Fisher in left. Megan Fisher, the sister, in center field. Jen Romer and Tara Sakali, both of them getting their first starts today on varsity. So I'm sure they have a little bit of nerves running through them right now, as you saw the right fielder make an error in the first inning, which played a Woodstown run. And I talked to Coach before the game, and Rich Janowski said, you know, I hope they shake them up by putting Tara Sakali and Jen Romer in the game. But if they make a mistake, I think they'll get through it. Sarah Saraceno, you see, with a 1.00 ERA, 2-0 on the season, only giving up 2 earned runs. Her and Taryn Clark, what a great 1-2 punch in softball for the Tri-County Conference.
And Sarah, not a bad grade point average, too, in the top 10% of her junior class at Woodstown High School. 3.93, even better than Shawn Leary accumulated at Fairview Regional High School in another era.
Just a bit. 393.
Jen Donapel, designated hitter for Deptford High School, leading off as the Spartans find themselves trailing by a run. Good job nonetheless by Renee Mancini in the first inning, holding Woodstown to 1 run. A couple of strikeouts to the dangerous 2-3 hitters. So Donapel leads off for Deptford against Saraceno's offerings. Saraceno throws harder than does Mancini. That is ball 1.
And Saraceno has a nice fastball, a nice riser.
And it's a fair ball down the right field line. Donapel rounding first base, gets past the right fielder. She'll get third at least. Heading to third. We'll stop there. So that'll be a single and a 2-base error on right fielder Clark. And so Deptford, as did Woodstown, gets its leadoff runner at third base with nobody out.
She was able to just serve that right down the line. It just hugged the bag, and you're getting a little argument there from Gail Remster. She thought the ball was foul. She's saying she had the same angle, and she saw it fair. Saw it foul.
But
it did hug the line. It was very, very close call.
Donapel will get a base hit. Jessica Hall, the batter. It's a ball. So Coles reached third with nobody outs for Woodstown, scored with 2 outs, and now Donapel reaching third with nobody out for Deptford. Ball 2. Okay, Deptford with a great opportunity to at least get the game tied here in the bottom of the first inning. Right back to the pitcher. Nice job. Excellent job by Saraceno, holding the runner at third and then throwing easily to Chris Jessen, the first baseman, for the first out. So 1 down, and some similarities to the Woodstown first inning developing here. Third place hitter Sarah Savibali. Practicing that name. Get down the third base line. They'll hold the runner. Strong, but she beats it out. Nice job by Savibali running that ball out at first base.
Yeah, Savibali has some good wheels, and she was able to get down the line. Now with 1 out, runners at the corners for Mo Bainey.
And Mo, a left-handed hitting cleanup hitter. Delayed throw, and sliding in safely is Savibali. So it's a second and third 1-out opportunity for the Spartans, and a couple of runs out there for Bainey if she can produce. Just missing low.
Bainey so far this year has 8 hits, 3 RBIs. She has 2 runners in scoring position here.
It's high for a ball. 2-1 count to Bainey. Second and third, 1 out for the Spartans. They trail 1-0. Bounce back to the pitcher again. Again, she makes the play, and that's 2 outs. So 2 good plays by the pitcher, Saraceno, to Jessen, and it's 2 out, and now Saraceno can see her way out of the inning if she can retire Kristen Spencer for the Spartans. So Spencer with some pressure on her. Woodstown leads 1-0, but Deptford with 2 base runners in scoring position, but now 2 down here in the first inning.
Kristen Spencer struggling on the year at the plate.
Well, there's a good pitch in the outside corner. 0-1 to Spencer.
So after getting a little bit of trouble, and now Saraceno can see her way out of this. She's able to get Kristen Spencer.
Strike 2, so Saraceno well ahead of Spencer, 0-2 in the count. Good place for a changeup. So changeup, a little tapper to second base, and they get the out. So nice job by Saraceno pitching out of trouble as Donapel is stranded at third base with nobody out. They leave 2 on after 1. Woodstown 1 and Deptford 0. Chris Jessen leading off for Woodstown in the second inning against the offerings of Renee Mancini. Bob Shryock and Shawn Leary at Deptford High on an overcast day. Rain expected later today, but should not affect play in this contest. Outside corner, that's a tough pitch by Mancini. 1-1 to Jessen, the first baseman for Woodstown, which leads at 1-0.
Jessen batting .211 on the year.
Sharply to the opposite field for a base hit. Good job of hitting by Jessen, a solid base hit going with the pitch to left. So Woodstown for the second consecutive inning gets its leadoff hitter on base via a base hit.
That's what you can really do with that type of pitch. Mancini trying to paint the outside corner. You just got to try and poke at it, go the other way with it, and she was able to get a nice bat on it, serve it in the left field.
Aaron Clark bunts foul. 0-1 to Clark with Jessen on first base, trying to move the runner.
Aaron Clark so far this year batted .333, RBI and a walk. On base percentage, however, of .500.
Bunts it foul, 0-2. And we'll see if Coach Gail Rumster takes the bunt sign off and lets Clark hit away with an 0-2 count. And she swings through it, and boy, almost picked off the runner at first base. Nice job by Bainey, a left-handed catcher. When's the last time you saw a left-handed catcher, Shawn?
Oh, geez. You put me on the spot here. Okay, you were probably a left-handed catcher, wouldn't you?
I would never catch.
No? Never catch.
I would never do that. Jen Parks, designated hitter. Good stop by Bainey, ball 1. So 1 on, 1 out for Woodstown's second inning. They lead at 1-0. It's too high.
Mo Bainey, just a sophomore. She's a real nice player. She's the niece of the coach, Rich Janowski.
That's a ball. 3-ball, no strike count to Parks with Jessen on first. 1 out. Top of the second inning. And a 4-pitch walk to Parks. So Woodstown with 2 on and 1 out. And the number 9 hole hitter, Devin Parazuski, second baseman.
And Mancini was a little high with those pitches. One thing she's been able to do is use that drop curve that she has into the strike zone. She's been starting them out high. Just keeping the ball up against this Woodstown team so far.
Bunted foul. Parazuski trying to advance the runners to give Jessica Coles, a leadoff hitter, a second and third 2-out opportunity.
Devin Parazuski already has 2 sacrifice bunts this year. She does a nice job of getting the runners over.
It's sharply to third base. Nice cover. The old 5-6 force play at first base. When's the last time we saw that play?
You're really throwing me with these. I can't remember the last time I seen the old 5-6, but
yeah.
What I'll do is I'll go back in my stats and see if I can get something together for
now, there's a well-coached team. As Spencer, the third baseman, was down the line. It's a strike to Jessica Coles, and flip right back to Sarah Savibali for the force out at third base. So it's still a first and second situation, but now with 2 outs.
The one thing Deptford has done this well is play good defense, Bob. You're exactly right. The Spartans have had trouble hitting, but they've been keeping themselves in the game with good pitching and solid defense, really not been playing themselves out of too many games.
A little bit low to Coles, who had a base hit to lead off the game, then scored the game's only run on a 2-out hit by Ali Arrigo.
They're coming off a tough loss against Clearview. They were leading 3-2 through 4 innings against a very good Clearview squad. Clearview was able to score 11 runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, a lot of unearned runs.
Hit foul down the third base line.
Coles was able to jump out in front of that, pull it down the line. Trying to go at Kristen Spencer, one of the Spartans' top basketball players, excellent athlete at third base. You got a good look at Jessica Coles. Jessica Coles so far this year, batting .316 coming into the game.
Hit the left field, and it drops for a base hit, rounding third base and heading home with the second run of the game is Jen Parks, and it's a 2-0 Woodstown lead. And Jessica Coles has been right there in both rallies. She is out 2 for 2. She scored the first run and has driven in the second run.
But you can tell somebody's getting around on somebody's fastball when they're able to pull it like she did. She was able to pull the one down the line foul, and then she was able to get a good stick on the second pitch. She seen that was high in the strike zone and pulled it into left field.
Hit the shortstop and booted there, and everybody will be safe. So that'll be an error on the shortstop, Sarah Savibali. And that'll load the bases for the number 3 hitter, Bethany Mills. And she's a tough hitter, so tough spot here for Deptford early in the game, already trailing 2-0. 2 outs. Critical spot for Renee Mancini, who has not been helped so far by her defense. Hit the center field, hit well, and over the head of the center fielder. Everybody's going to score on the bases in this one. Let's see if Mills can circle them. They're just tracking down the ball. I think they're going to try to get her a grand slam home run. Mills running home. Do they have a play? The throw is high, and she's in safely. Grand slam home run, Bethany Mills. And it's 6-0 Woodstown, and she ripped that one over the head of center fielder Megan Fisher.
She sure did. She got a pitch that she liked. It was up in the strike zone, and Bethany Mills turned on it. They had the inexperience in center field, and one thing that Deptford did at the beginning of this game is they made a little bit of a change. They took Jen Donapel, who's their normal center fielder, their everyday center fielder, and DH'd her today.
Ball 1 to Arrigo, who drove in the first run, so a big 5-run second inning for Woodstown. A grand slam home run by Mills. Pop up. Somebody should get this one. The catcher, Bainey, takes a mask off and makes the catch for out number 3. So that'll do it for Woodstown in the second inning. But a huge second inning it is, as the grand slam home run by Bethany Mills capped a 5-run rally. And Woodstown with a 6-0 lead. Deptford coming about in the home second. Boy, she hit that one, Shawn.
Yeah, she really turned on it. And I was talking about the inexperience of Megan Fisher in center field. She took a step in on that play, and that really cost her. Once you take that step in and commit like that, your first instinct should be able to first back up. She took a step in and was over her head, and bases cleared. But Bethany Mills in that situation with the bases loaded, just looking for her pitch, really got a hold of one.
Well, she struck out in the first inning, stranding a runner at third base with just 1 out, but didn't strand anybody this time.
She sure made up for it. You see Rich Janowski. Yeah, he's got to be a little concerned with his team, the way they've been hitting lately. It's hard for them to come back. He's trying to mix it up today, trying to send a message to his players. Let's step it up, or so I'm going to keep making changes until we can hit the ball.
And this assistant coach Bill Skill, longtime County of Gloucester employee.
You see Gail Remster, the Woodstown coach, her first year last year. Filling in for Andrea Bramante. Andrea was here for about 12 or 13 years. They averaged about 16 wins a year, this Wolverine club, during Bramante's reign. Woodstown's always had a pretty good team.
Adrienne Fisher leading off for Deptford in the second inning. Takes ball 1 from Sarah Saracino, who is working now with a 6-run cushion. Gets sharply to second base. Bobbled momentarily, but a good recovery by Perzewski, firing it over to Jessen for the easy out on Fisher. That's 1 down. And now Megan Fisher. So an uphill battle for the Spartans of Deptford High School today, trailing 6-0 in the second. Excellent pitch, strike 1. Saracino is not the kind of pitcher you want to give a 6-run lead.
She has too much experience and too much stuff to really get behind her. She has a lot of nice pitches, and as you said, she has a nice fastball. Once that thing gets cranking up there, she's tough to hit.
Well, there were 3 pitches right down the heart of the plate, so that's a strikeout. That's 2 down in the second inning, and it'll bring Jen Romer to the plate. Woodstown just 4-3 coming in. They look better than a 4-3 ball club. Another strike, so Saracino in a nice groove right now. That was her first strikeout, getting Megan Fisher.
Right, by once she gets into a groove.
Wow. I mean, the last 5 pitches have been right there in the outside corner. Absolutely perfect pitches. As she went around, that was impressive. Back-to-back strikeouts, so a strong second inning for Saracino after 2 full innings from Deptford High School. It's Woodstown 6 and Deptford nothing. Pitcher against pitcher as we start the third inning in Deptford High School. Sarah Saraceno batting against her pitching counterpart Renee Mancini. Shawn Leary and Bob Shryock at Deptford. This one a little number up the middle, and that'll have eyes and fall in for a base hit for Saraceno. So everything going right so far for Woodstown, and not much right for the Spartans of Deptford.
You look at the two teams, the differences in the two teams. We talked about how Deptford is 3-4 and Woodstown 4-3. Woodstown has had a couple of tough losses, one against Millville. They lost by a score of 5-4. They lost to a tough Kingsway team, 3-0. Clark went up against Lori Paget.
Foul tipped at the plate by Chris Jessen, who has one hit today, 1 for 1.
But Woodstown was able to beat their nemesis in Pennsville, coached by Herb Bacon, one of the great coaches in South Jersey history in any sport. They were able to beat the Eagles 6-2.
The shortstop, they should get at least one on the play. They try to turn it. Good job by the Spartans. They get one. They get the lead runner, Saraceno. Savibale to Hall, and the pivot throw to Sakali, the first baseman. But they do get one out. That's one down, one on in the second inning.
Talking about the Deptford team there, it's a very young team, only one senior in the starting lineup today. That's Jen Donapel. So they're prone to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to make surprising big plays, surprising situations. Renee Mancini would have liked to have gotten Bethany Mills in a big situation last inning. Bethany cleared the bases with a grand slam home run.
Taryn Clark, the batter, she struck out first time up, 1 on, 1 out for Woodstown in the top of the third. They lead at 6-0. But the shortstop again, tough play. Strong throw. Can't quite scoop it out, and official scorer Shawn Leary will have to call this one.
I'm going to give her a single on that, and I'm sticking by my word. It's early in the year yet. And Deptford's home. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. Fine job, Shawn. So it's an infield base hit for Clark, bringing designated hitter Jen Parks to the plate. Walked and scored a run in that 5-run Woodstown second. So it's a first and second 1-out situation for Woodstown, which already leads it 6-0. And Jen Parks, walking a run scored first time. Ball 1. And ball 2. So Mancini in some difficulty here in the third inning, giving up 1 run in the first, 5 in the second, and in danger of more runs here in the third. That's a strike.
This Woodstown team is a very tough team. They lost a couple of good ones. We already talked about Amanda Clark, who was the catcher for this team, now playing at LaSalle.
It's sharply in the hole. That'll be in the left field for a base hit. Off the left fielder, 1 runner is going to score, and the runners are both going to advance a base. So that'll be an RBI base hit by Parks, delivering Jessen with the 7th run. And on the play, Clark motors to third base. And Parks, after the single, hustling down to second on the air.
That's a tough error on Adrian Fisher out there in left field. Looked like the ball took a bad hop, ate her up. She did a nice job of staying in front of the ball, making sure it hit her body and stayed in front of her.
Parzewski with runners in scoring position in second and third. Nice stop by Mo Bainey. Ball 1 to Parzewski, who hit into a fielder's choice, the old 5-6 play in the second inning.
Last year, Woodstown was 22-7.
That's a strike. Deptford needs an out. Another good stop by Bainey, digging that one out of the dirt. Woodstown has scored in every inning. 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 1 here in the third. And 2 more runners in scoring position. Took a little bit off that one. That was a good pitch, strike 2.
Bainey said Mancini's best pitch so far this year has been a drop curve. And very evident that, and the changeup has been really working for her. Drops right into the strike zone. He just thinks that ball is coming high at him. And then all of a sudden it drops right into the strike zone. You have the bat still on your shoulder.
Little number to, or a little pop fly to shortstop. Sabibali makes the play easily for out number 2. But now a tough hitter coming up. Jessica Coles has been in the middle of both rallies so far for Woodstown. 2 base hits, scored a run in the first, drove in a run, and also scored again in the second inning. So she's had a big ball game, up for the 3rd time in 3 innings. Chokes way up in the bat, hits it sharply to left field, and caught. Good job by Adrian Fisher in left field for the out on a tough hitter, Coles, and that'll do it for Woodstown in the 3rd. However, they tack on another run, and after 2.5 innings, it's Woodstown 7, and Deptford still looking for its first run.
And Woodstown's had its share of facing good pitchers, and I'm not saying Mancini isn't one of them. When you consistently face the type of pitching that they have early in the year, eventually you're going to start hitting the ball. They admittedly struggled at the plate, not telling by their averages, but scoring runs. They really haven't put a lot of runs across the plate. See the score right now.
The score is 7-0.
7-0.
Woodstown with 1 in the first, 5 in the second, and 1 in the 3rd.
For a total of 7. You see a good look at the fans out at the game today. A little overcast, but nice warm day. Not much wind. Should have another nice weekend again. Life is good here in Gloucester County, Bob.
Yes, big weekend, of course, in Gloucester County. It's the Woodbury Relays, the most prestigious high school relay event in South Jersey for many, many years, well over, well, pushing towards a half century now, and it's a great track and field event. City of Woodbury jammed with traffic this afternoon, people going to that event. We're delighted to be here at Deptford High School for this Tri-County softball contest. It's strike 1 to Tara Sekali. Trying to get some runners on for Deptford. Sekali swings in this, strike 2. Saraceno has been well all around the plate so far. No walks, a couple of strikeouts in the early going. She's been on top of her game so far. Bounce foul at the plate.
Tara's brother John is a senior for Deptford and is pitching today against the Wolverines in Woodstown. Today being Friday, you're seeing this telecast Tuesday or Wednesday evening. So you should know the score by now of that game. Nice baseball and softball family, the Sekalis.
2-2 count to Sekali. Right over the pitcher's glove, but boy, what a nice job of recovery by the second baseman, Taraszewski to Jessen. Well, took a funny little hop over Saraceno, but no problem as Taraszewski right there for the play.
Taraszewski talked about the 3.93 grade point average of Saraceno. Devin Taraszewski with a 3.8, ranked 10th in the class of a 172. A very smart team, this Woodstown team.
Ball one to Jen Donapel, who has one of the 2 Deptford hits leading off the ball game. Stranded at third base.
Donapel's another name that people might recognize. She has an older brother, Jimmer Donapel, who was a very nice wrestler for the Deptford Spartans.
Good fastball from Saraceno, swing and a miss.
Donapel ended last year's campaign batting .344. Was second behind Mo Bainey at .365 in hitting.
Nice pitch in the inside corner. 2-2 count to Donapel. Another play for Taraszewski. Boy, she's had a bunch of them. The old 4-3 play again, and she has 4 assists so far in this game. We're only in the 3rd inning.
Well, I like the way she fields the ball. I mean, if you're looking at this game at home, you're saying this girl can really field the ball. It's because she gets herself in great position. As the ball's coming to her, she sets herself, gets down on the ball, doesn't allow a bad hop to eat her up.
Strike one to Jessica Hall. Saraceno has now retired 7 consecutive Spartans.
This has
He's
been
on a roll.
Deptford's problem all year, not being able to hit the ball. They continue to struggle, and coming in against Saraceno and Clark, you figured they would have their A game on if they were going to be able to get some runs across against these two pitchers. Both of them outstanding pitchers. Probably the best 1-2 punch in the Tri-County Conference with the experience that they have.
Just missing for a ball.
And that should help them later on down the line in tournament play.
Missing outside. Deptford desperately needing base runners any way they can get them. Hall is 0 for 1, grounded back to the pitcher her first time. 2-2 count to Jessica Hall. Another play for Paris. She's going to get all 3 assists this inning. How about that? 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. That'll do it for 3 innings. Good job by Saraceno. She's now retired 8 in a row. 7-0 Woodstown after 3. Fourth inning softball from Deptford High. Shawn Leary and Bob Shryock. Stephanie Panozzo is leading off for Woodstown in the fourth inning. She's 0 for 2, but reached in an error and scored in that 5-run second inning.
Those will be headed to Rowan University next year. Really taking on a leadership role for Woodstown.
Took a little bit off that pitch. Good pitch by Mancini. It's strike 2 to Panozzo.
One of the leaders on this team, Krista Merkel, went on to Colgate to play field hockey.
Ooh, what a tantalizing slow pitch that was. 3-1 count.
She really wanted the call.
So it was a nice changeup. A changeup curve. Bounce to shortstop. Not an easy play in the hole. Tries to scoop it out at first, does Kaylee, but safe at first is Panozzo. And another difficult scoring decision by Shawn Leary. What is it, Shawn?
I'm going to give her another single.
Well, you are charitable today.
I'm feeling very charitable.
Very charitable.
I think I had the birth of my son recently. I think it's mellowed me out.
Pop-up Hull making the call and making the play on Bethany Mills, who last time up hammered that home run to center field. And nice job this time by Mancini retiring Mills. So that's 1 on with 1 out, and Ali Arrigo, the batter. Ali is 1 for 2. She drove in the first Woodstown run in the first inning. Woodstown 7, Deptford nothing. To the left field, should be playable, and is caught nicely by Adrian Fisher for out number 2. That's 2 putouts in left field by Fisher. So Mancini settling down here in the 4th inning, like to retire Woodstown without a run for the first time in a game.
That's what they need. She really lacked confidence last year. Janowski wanted her to come in and work in with Christine Heath, one of the pitchers for Deptford last year.
Saraceno 1 for 2, singled last time up. This will be an unassisted play at first base by Sekeli for out number 3. So nice job in the 4th inning by the Deptford defense as they retire Woodstown for the first time today without a run. We are in the middle of the 4th. It's Woodstown 7 and Deptford nothing. Maybe that's the kind of spark they need to get them going, Shawn. They need some base runners. Not out of this game. 7-0 is not an insurmountable deficit. They can come back. This is quite a vast athletic complex here at Deptford High School, Shawn. One of the largest, I think, in the area, with baseball fields, softball fields, the stadium nearby. That's
why I like coming here. I figure this is a good place to get some exercise. Walking from my car to the fields over here, you're walking at least what, 1/8 of a mile, maybe.
I think it's 1/6 of a mile.
1/6 of a mile.
Yes, I measured it.
You get a little strength in your legs, a little burnout as you come up here. Nice to work out walking up to the Deptford complex. You're right, Bob. They have some nice fields. The baseball field over to our right, always in good condition. This is a nice softball field. You get a couple of hops in the infield, but Pretty much a true infield. You see the Deptford bench, one of the managers. Looking on, hoping Deptford can start something here in this inning. They need to get the bats working if they're going to try and come back against this tough Woodstown team.
Saraceno working on a shutout, 3 scoreless innings, and also a nice little streak of having retired 8 consecutive batters since Savibile singled in the first inning. So the Spartans need to have some runners, and here is the aforementioned Sarah Savibile, the last base runner for Deptford back in the first. Ball 1. Getting a little nippy, the wind kicking up a little bit. To strike, ball and a strike to Savibile.
Savibile's been hitting the ball well.
Missing outside, 2-1 to Sarah.
Here's an instance, you got a left-handed bat, and if Saracena's going to pitch her to the outside, you want to try to make that left side of the infield make the play. Hit the ball the opposite way and try to get something started.
This is a good at-bat by Savibile. She's ahead in the count. Might look at a pitch here. It does for ball 4. Nice job by Savibile. So she has been on base both times and snaps that streak of 8 consecutive batters retired by Saraceno. Then some hope for the Spartans, trailed by 7, but a long way to go. Mo Bainey, who grounded back to the pitcher her first time, and one of the top hitters for the Spartans. And ball 1 is momentarily Saraceno has lost her impeccable control that she's had throughout the game.
And he led the team last year with a .365 batting average as a freshman.
Ball and a strike to Bainey.
Mother was Lori Bainey, 20 years ago, all Olympic Conference pitcher for Deptford. Had 3 sisters, the Baineys, Winnie and Judy.
And sharply off the first baseman's glove into right field. And heading to third base is Savibile, and no play there. And again, Shawn Leary being called on to score this one.
I'm going to give her another single because that was a tough play. Tough play going to her left was Christine Jessen. Sometimes you get a couple of bad hops on this field. They talked about it could be a true infield at time, but once in a while you're going to get a couple of bad hops, and it kind of skipped over the bag there. Nice job by Bainey. Pinch runner comes into the game.
You know, first and third, nobody out. A great opportunity for Deptford to get back in the ball game as Kristen Spencer bats grounded out her first time up. Woodstown trailing or leading 7-0, but Deptford with 2 on, nobody out here in the fourth. She's out. Now another play at third. Wow, what a strange play that was. As Deptford, trailing by 7, gets a runner thrown out at home. You don't want to see that happen. And on the play, Bainey winds up at third base, so the Woodstown team throwing the ball around a little bit, but Deptford's still not on the scoreboard. Now there's 1 out.
Nice job blocking the plate by Bethany Mills.
The ball to Spencer. Was a nice play by Mills, who already has a grand slam home run in the game, and that might have been the best defensive play. And a strike in the inside corner. A super pitch by Saraceno. A little bit low, but a good stop by Mills. Swung on a miss. Pinch runner for Bainey out on third base for Deptford. Got to pick up her name. Back to the pitcher. She makes a good play. Saraceno over to Jessen for the easy out on Spencer. That'll be 2 down.
Nicole Crow is still at third, Bob.
Pinch running for Bainey. So Deptford with some questionable base running decisions here in the 4th inning, still not on the scoreboard, even though they had a 1st and 3rd no-out situation. Swung on and missed by Fisher, who grounded out to second base her first time up.
I think they're trying to make something happen on the base pads, but you got to give your players a chance to hit.
Little pop-up. And the ever-present Parazuski makes the catch for the easy 3rd out of the inning. So Deptford unable to dent the scoreboard again after 4 full innings from Deptford High School. It's Woodstown 7 and Deptford nothing. Tri-County Conference softball from Deptford High. Renee Mancini still on the mound for the Spartans and pitches a strike in the outside corner to Chris Jessen, who has been on twice, once in a single and once in a fielder's choice. 5th inning action. The left field, and that's falling quickly and just falls foul by about a foot.
You're right, just foul. Just foul. Christine Jessen. Second team All-Conference DH in 1999. She moved to first base after DHing last year. Possibly going to Monmouth or Lebanon Valley on an academic scholarship.
Good strong play. That's a fine play by Savibali and shortstop with the throw over to Sakali for the out. Very nice play by the 6-3 combination. Jessen is the first out of the inning.
It looks like Mancini has settled down into the game. Savibali making a couple nice plays at short. Some promise for the Spartan team.
This one is hit well, but foul down the left field line. She got a lot of wood on that ball. Did Taryn Clark, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Hit it a long way, but foul.
Smart players on this Woodstown team. Taryn's going to Ursinus. On a partial academic scholarship. You're a sinus, I'm a sinus.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be a sinus too?
Pop-up. Play for the catcher.
Oh.
And cradled nicely. That's a good play by the catcher, Bainey. Not as easy play as it might have looked, and she did a good job of cradling the ball against her chest protector, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Good job by the catcher, Mo Bainey.
I really like what I see from Mo Bainey. He was able to get the single down the line last inning. She has a good arm behind the plate. Just a sophomore, she's only going to keep getting better.
That slow changeup from Renee Mancini again. Jen Parks, the batter, is 1 for 1, single and a walk with a run scored. It takes a strike from Mancini.
Mancini's really gotten hurt off her fastball. Her drop curve and her changes worked well.
It's a ball. Technically, Mo Bainey is as good a defensive catcher as I've seen for a while, Sean. She's good. Both excellent defensive catchers in this game, Bainey and Mills. To strike. Two and 2 count to Parks with 2 out in the Woodstown 5th inning, so Mancini has settled down nicely after a rugged first 3, particularly the 5-run 2nd inning. She retired Woodstown without a run in the 4th and has a chance to do it again here in the 5th with 2 out and nobody on. And it's ball 4, a 2-out walk to Parks, who's now been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and a single. And the spark plug second baseman for Woodstown, Devin Parazuski, is the batter. She's 0 for 2, but has scored a run.
Nice defensive player, Devin Parazuski. I remember watching her. She was trying to pitch as a freshman.
Well, she's had 6 plays at second base so far. That's a bunch and has made them all. Take strike
Found
1.
a home at second base, Bob.
Bounce foul, third base side.
See her kicking the dirt around, trying to get the right feel for the batter's box. Loosen up that third a little bit. Dig in.
Strong throw back to first base from Bainey to Sekeli, keeping the base runner Parks close. It was tantalizing. That was a foul tip as Parzewski running to first, but she did just nip the ball, and she's shaking her head as if to say, what kind of pitch was that?
Almost looks like a wiffle ball coming in, how it drops off. I mean, she's really slowing that thing down.
Bounce foul down the first baseline as Parzewski stays alive. Reminds me of that old Hoyt Wilhelm knuckleball that nobody could hit. You probably don't remember Hoyt Wilhelm.
Hoyt Wilhelm.
Yes. Holds an interesting record in baseball. I know you're a great trivia expert. You know what that record is for a pitcher?
If he's a
Hoyt Wilhelm.
knuckleball, I would say the least amount of pitches in a game.
Not it. Bounce to shortstop. I'll tell you in a second. The strong throw. Good job again by Savibali with the throw over to Sekeli for the out. So nice play there. And another good inning defensively for Deptford. They've settled down well. We're in the middle of inning number 5, and it's still Woodstown 7 and Deptford nothing. Hoyt Wilhelm is the only pitcher in baseball history to hit a home run at his first time at bat.
Really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I bet Stan Ritter probably did. Huh. Well, we're getting some information
breaking news
from the truck.
We're getting breaking news from
Yeah,
the truck.
breaking news.
The Cardinals, Gary Stoltz-Shuddy, and I'm saying that name I think wrong. Stechschulte, the old Gary Stechschulte, came off the bench and hit a pinch hit home run on his first pitch. And it was just the other night, and I do remember seeing that in the score box. But the old Gary Stoltz-Shuddy and Hoyt Wilhelm.
Hoyt Wilhelm. Come on, it's Hoyt.
Hoyt Wilhelm.
Now Hoyt Wilhelm has another record.
All right, now I bet you Gary Stoltz-Shuddy didn't.
Don't stop saying that name, Sean, please.
I bet you.
Hoyt Wilhelm appeared in more games as a pitcher than any pitcher in baseball history. So he has 2 records.
And Hoyt played for.
Hoyt he played for a lot of different teams, but primarily for the Giants, the old New York Giants before they moved.
That's when you pitched. They were like softball pitchers. They'd pitch every game.
Yeah.
They'd pitch 3 games. A triple header, they'd pitch them all.
Megan Fisher leading off for Deptford in the home half of inning number 5, and the Spartans is still down by 7, but they have settled down defensively. Now they need some people on base, need to get some runs and make this a contest.
Megan Fisher, just a sophomore.
Takes a strike. She struck out her only time at bat.
See, I'd like Megan to try and slap one down the shortstop because she has excellent speed. Try to use her wheels to get on base. Start something here for Deptford and get some momentum.
Inside ball and a strike to Fisher. Saraceno's been tough, but she's also had real good support defensively. Foul tip. As good a fastball as Saraceno has thrown today, that one. Oh, there's a changeup. He hasn't thrown many of those. He gets a big smile from Saraceno. That was, of course, his Mancini's favorite pitch, but Saraceno tries a change. I think that might have been only the second one she's thrown. A little bit low, so full count to Fisher.
Saraceno last year went 9-3. Shared time with Taryn Clark. Had an ERA of 1.44.
Foul back to the right. Still 3-2 to Megan Fisher. Nice play by the third baseman. Coles coming up, throwing accurately to Jessen for the easy out on Fisher for the first out of the inning. One down, and Jen Romer, who struck out her first time at bat.
Well, she slapped it down to where I wanted her to, but to the wrong fielder. Try to hit something in the middle infield because right now this Woodstown team is really eating everything up. You're going to need to try and find a hole or two or use your speed and create some havoc on the base pads.
This one into the right field. and corralled easily by right fielder Clark for the second out of the inning. And Deptford has had few base runners in this game. 3 hits, 1 walk.
They're going up against what Lee Ware, the Woodstown baseball coach, would call a bulldog out there. She's a bulldog.
Sakali into right center field. That'll fall for a base hit. So a rare hit for the Spartans, picked up by the number 9 hole hitter, Sakali, nicely into right center field. So Tara is a 2-out base runner. At top of the order, Jen Donapel, who is 1 for 2. She led off the game for Deptford with a hit. Stranded at third base, got there with 2 outs.
Sakali, she has some pop in her bat, and the one thing that she's been doing is dipping her shoulder. She kept her shoulder up on that play, and she was able to serve that ball into right center. They really want to see nice things from her in her future.
Ball 1 to Donapel.
Tara Sakali getting her first start.
Just missing low, ball 2.
Donapel, one of the leaders on this team. She can get a 2-out hit here. Put the meter of the order up.
Ball 3. Nice at bat by Donapel, because needs to be on base any way she can do it. 3-ball count, so I'm sure she'll look at least 1 here. Bill Skill coaching at third base and takes a strike all the way, but that's what you got to do. Might take another one here. 3-1 to Donapel with Sakali on first and 2 down.
Well, they need base runners. The way Saraceno has had success with her defense, I would take another look. Now 3-2, you're swinging. The runner will be off from first base.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good job by Saraceno coming back to strike out Donapel for the 3rd out. So the shutout continues for Saraceno after 5 full innings from Deptford. It's Woodstown 7 and Deptford nothing. Woodstown 7, Deptford nothing. We play ball in the 6th inning. Swung on and missed by Jessica Coles off the offering of Renee Mancini. Mancini's really settled down nicely the last 2 innings. A couple of shutout frames back-to-back after that rugged second when she gave up 5. Hit sharply into left field. That'll be a, well, I'm not going to call it a base hit till I hear what Shawn has to say. What are you going to call that one, Shawn?
I'm going to call it a base hit.
That'll be
Kristen Spencer was just off the tip of her glove, and she took a stab at it. Ball was ripped past her into left field, so it would have been tough to give her an error on that play.
Coles has hit the ball to left field all 4 times, 3 base hits, so she's 3 for 4. Ball 1 to Stephanie Panazzo, who is 1 for 3, also reached in an error and scored a run. Under Spencer's glove at third, and it'll be a 1st and 2nd no-out situation. I got to keep asking you about these coins. Knowing the way you're going, that's a hit, right?
That's a hit.
Everything's a hit.
Give them all hits.
It can't be an error, right?
Give them
You don't give errors, do you?
I typically, I'm telling you, in my past, I've been known to be a tough scorer.
Mills hits the shortstop, off the glove of the third baseman. I think that might have to give somebody an error here, right, Shawn?
That would be a fielder's choice error on Kristen Spencer. We gave her 2 tries, and we let her go on the first 2, but the third one, now they're bringing the infield in. It looks like Deptford.
So Arrigo bats with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th inning. Woodstown already leading 7-0. Tough spot here. They need it out.
Especially the way Allison's been hitting, batting .476, second on the team right now.
Arrigo is 1 for 3. Takes strike 1 from Mancini. 0-1. Coles on third. Panazzo on second. Mills on first. Foul tip. That's a strike. 0-2 to Arrigo, and Mancini can use a strikeout in this situation.
She certainly could. I'd like to see it for the young girl. She's really battled in this game, and she needs some confidence right now.
Hit sharply into left field. That's a clean base hit. 1 run scores. They're going to hold the other runner, so that'll be 8-0 on the RBI single by the cleanup hitter Arrigo, who now has driven in runs in 2 different at-bats. Her second hit of the game. Bases remain loaded for Sarah Saraceno, who's pitching a shutout and is leading 8-0. And can help herself here. Ball 1 to Sarah. Nobody out in the Woodstown 6th inning.
Saraceno, just a junior. She'll be back again next year.
Hit sharply into left field. A 1 run scores. And they'll score 2 runs in the play. It'll be 10-0. 10-0 for Woodstown. Is that the ball game? Do they play the 10-run rule or what?
Well, what happens in the 10-run rule?
Finish the inning?
If you have to finish the inning.
And
so
then the other team bats.
Deptford will get the chance to try and break that up. So right now, Woodstown, the rule is Woodstown can keep scoring as many runs as they possibly can. Deptford will have a chance to get within 10 runs to keep the game alive.
Outside to Chris Jessen, who is 1 for 3. Been on base twice. So 3 runs in, still 2 on and nobody out. Tough inning again for Deptford. This one hit to second base. Good play, outstanding play. They get another run on the play, but a nice play by Jessica Hull with the relay throw to Sekeli at first base for the first out of the inning. The 4th run scores.
I think she might have twisted her knee a little bit on that play, but nice job. Set plant, fire over to first. They really needed that out to stop the bleeding.
So it's a runner on second base. Saraceno with 1 out, 4 runs in, an 11-0 lead for Woodstown, who's had everything going right today. Another nice dig out by Bainey behind the plate. Clark is 1 for 3, singled in the 3rd inning. Just missing inside. And a 3-ball count to Clark. So unless Deptford mounts an epic rally in the 6th inning, this will be a 6-inning ball game, right, Sean?
Well, what they would need is only 2. As of right now, they'd only need 2 runs.
It's 11-0 for Woodstown with 2 on and 1 out, and Jen Parks, the batter. Jen has been on all 3 times. 2 walks and a single. Snap throw to first.
Just didn't get the tag down. You got to get the tag down a little bit quicker than that. Snap it down. That's just something the first baseman's going to have to work on.
So Clark,
young girl,
strayed too far, but gets away with it.
Tara Sekeli will work on that and snapping that down there. But Bainey had to throw there. She was out at first base. Tag could have been applied. But the way Saraceno's pitching, Bob, you're right. It would be an epic rally for them to even score the 2 runs to keep the game going in the bottom half of the 6th.
Boy, this is hit sharp. A good play by Savibile, the shortstop, on a tough play. The ball was kind of hooking away from her, and she got the glove down, makes the plays. Probably the best defensive play for Deptford today. Outstanding play by the shortstop. That's 2 outs.
That's what I was talking about earlier. This is a young Deptford team. They're going to make mistakes. They're also going to make outstanding plays. They do have the makings here of a nice team for the next couple of years because they have the young players that are going to take their lumps, make the mistakes, and learn from them.
Krzyzewski, tough play in the hole, and another good play by Savibile. She gets 2 big outs in the inning. That'll do it for the 6th inning for Woodstown, but they tack on 4 more runs. They need 11-0 in the middle of the 6th, so Deptford needs a couple of runs to keep this game moving into the 7th inning, and they've been shut down so far by Sarah Saraceno. I'm impressed with this Woodstown team, Sean. They've got everything. They got pitching, obviously. They've got good defense and timely hitting.
Well, they lost Kristen Merkel and Amanda Clark. Each had over 100 hits in their career. When you lose 200 hits, you really should take a step backward, but they've really had the depth over the years to continue having success. You look at their record at 4-4. They made a mistake saying 4-3. Their record is 4-4. They took a loss against Kingsway. Lori Paget was able to get the win there and propel the Dragons over the Wolverines to make the record of 4-4. This is not a 4-4 ball club. They just really have played some tough teams early on.
Where's the popcorn?
I don't
get
know.
Any popcorn.
You know what?
That looks like good popcorn.
That does look like good pop. I'm going to find out where that little girl's sitting. She's right behind.
I think that popcorn's buttered.
I would say yes.
That's a great shot.
All signs point to yes.
That's a great shot. Yeah, you're on camera, honey. So Deptford bats in the home 6th inning, needing a couple of runs to keep the game going. And at least they'll have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Hall, Savibile, and Bainey, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Deptford. Deptford's had a pretty good start to its season, 3-4, but they're in danger of going 3-5 today. This is bounced down to the shortstop. And they get a good play by the shortstop, Bonazzo, to Jessen for the out on Hall. And that's the first out of the 6th inning. And that'll bring Sarah Savibile to the plate. She is 1 for 1, a base hit and a walk. Throws right, bats left. Takes ball 1. Nice job of the umpires today. Gary Spano behind the plate. Joe Malashevsky, the base umpire. Ball 2.
Sarah Savibile, just a junior. Nice shortstop. Made a couple nice plays today.
Pop up, 2-1. Foul ball by Savibile.
She hit .327 last year. 3rd on the team, a slugging percentage of .408, and a very nice on-base percentage of .557.
Oh, great stop by Coles at third base. Comes up throwing, but safe on the play. Savibile really hustled down the line. Nice job by Sarah. Outstanding defensive play and good job of motoring down the line by Savibile. Give Coles some credit for stretching out for that ball at third. That was a great play.
So you look at that whole entire play. You have Sarah Saraceno throwing the ball on the outside part of the plate. Savibile able to punch it down third and use her speed to try and make Jessica Coles make the play. Coles gets up and throws, and a nice scoop by Chris Jensen, although she's safe at first. All the way
back
around.
To the pitcher. Saraceno down to second. They get 1 out. Return throw is wide, and Bainey will be safe on the fielder's choice, so that's 2 out.
You hear what? The fences are close, so especially down throwing over to first base, you're able to come up and try to make the play instead of saying, oh, why did she hold it there? It's really not a shot. Well, you might as well throw it over there because you never know, maybe the runner's going to stumble or something getting down to first, and the fences are close together here at Deptford's field. O'Bainey giving way to a pinch runner.
So Spencer, the last bit of hope for Deptford. They're down to their last out. Spencer is grounded out twice, looking for her first hit. Put into right center field, hit pretty well. And it gets off of the center fielder, goes off into right field. And they'll hold the runners at second and third, trailing by 11-0. Good decision by Bill Skill down at third base. So that'll be a hit for Spencer.
Megan Skill coming in to pinch run from O'Bainey.
So now Deptford with a chance. If Adrian Fisher can pick up a hit here and score 2 runs, we'll play the 7th inning. Second and third, 2 outs. It's a strike to Fisher, who is 0 for 2. Ground out to second, pop fly to second. Saraceno trying to protect her shutout. Hit the center field, that could be the ball game, and is caught nicely out there by Monforto for the out, and that'll do it. As we'll come back and wrap this one up right after this. Well, Shawn, it was an all Woodstown day today. Woodstown 11, Deptford nothing, and you know, this is one of those games they put it all together. Pitching, defense, and hitting, and if you do them all 3 together, you're going to win. They won big.
Yeah, this is probably the best game that Woodstown's played, much to the chagrin of Deptford. You know, Sarah Saraceno comes into this game as the number 2 pitcher. We don't want to see what the number 1 pitcher, Taryn Clark, would have did today against Deptford. The one thing they had working for him today is they were able to hit the ball down found some holes, really took advantage of a couple mistakes by Deptford. Deptford's a young team. They're going to struggle early on, and hopefully they'll get better as the season progresses. And I think Rich Janowski is really just going to tell his team, look, we have to learn from our mistakes and continue to improve, and hopefully by the end of the season we'll be able to compete with this team.
Well, I like what they did in the 4th and 5th innings. They fell behind 7-0. Of course, Bethany Mills' grand slam home run in the 2nd inning was the key hit of the ball game, and it was 7-0 after 3. Then Mancini, with good defensive support, shut down Woodstown in the 4th and 5th innings. They keep it somewhat interesting, but the 4 spot by Woodstown in the 6th inning was really the backbreaker, made it 11-0. Of course, the 10-run rule comes into effect then, and Deptford simply unable to score. Shawn, we want to thank one of your colleagues at the Gloucester County Times, Bill Evans, for his help with getting some of those pinch runners' names for us today. I'm sure you'll cut him in on your pay.
I think I got
which is immense.
Some spare change in my pockets that I can pass his way. But other than that,
Shawn, good working with you as always. Final score again from Deptford High: Woodstown 11 and Deptford nothing. For Shawn Leary, this is Bob Shryock. What is my name?
Gary Schultz.
Thanks for watching on Comcast.